Welcome back. Another week, another ladder race. This one we just Monday night we found out about this one. Sunday night we got on quickly, and the group, the other team, Dirty Crabz, chose the course. Unfortunately, it was Tempus Fugit, which is the dullest course in all of Zwift, any world. So they get hot off the start. Miguel goes off the front. But we know at this point that Miguel is racing for half points since he had upgraded to, I think, two categories above the thresholds for the group. I'm not sure of all the math for ladder races, but that's what we were told beforehand, that he'd be racing for at maximum 5 points if he won. So we didn't really work too hard to chase. We just we'll let him go off the front, and we're fine with that because at best he's getting 5 points, which is equal to what I think fifth place usually gets in these races. So we're not too concerned. Looking at their sprint numbers before, we were concerned that they wanted to take us to a sprint because they had really strong sprint numbers with Riz and Miguel. Both had really, really high 15-second numbers. Although we have some strong sprinters in the team, we still were worried that we were going to get taken to the line and beating them there. So we did notice that there were two races in the group that we may be able to drop throughout the race. So that was our plan, to do some attacks as we get further along in the course. Not too early to give them too much time to get back, but just keep going. So here we're just pacing, not doing anything too special. Again, we know that the guy up front is not going to score a lot of points in this race. So we had that to our advantage. So here they look to bridge up to catch across to the guy out in the front, but we're able to sort of myself, Daniel, myself, we're all able to get up to the wheel, and in doing so, in making that attack, they actually dropped the two riders that we were thinking that we might be able to drop throughout the course of the race. So now we're really at an advantage at 5 versus 3. And so we all we need to do now is just keep this group together to the end, and we should be good to go. Because 10 seconds is a hard gap to make up when you're dealing with a group of 8 riders up front who are all putting out a decent while. Like, we didn't push hard here, but we didn't sit up, and we kept watching the gap to Preston. And anytime we got close to 10 seconds, we just put someone on the front and put in a little dig, just to keep the gap steady and pushed out a little bit. And to be honest, it gets discouraging when you see those numbers go up in the front group ahead as you're trying to bridge back up. And at a certain point, the elastic snaps physically and you just kind of give up. It's tough. It's a tough spot to be in, kind of stuck there in no man's land. And you'll find later I may end up in that exact same spot. So we're here. We're just going through. We don't need to do a lot of anything. And again, that's the downside of this course, is that there's no interesting points. There's nothing really happening here. It's just a flat road through the desert. Honestly, once I saw that they had chosen this course, I just thought, ugh, maybe I should just back out, because they're boring. It's a boring course. There are other sprint courses that are much more exciting. You can see here my steering starts to act up. My controllers were acting up. It was sticking when I was shifting gears and then pushing me out of the draft. So a big concern there, because in a ladder race, if you get out of the draft, you are hooped. There's not much you can do. Of all the races where you really need steering, the ladder racing is, so there we go, out again. You really need it the most. And here they start pushing a little bit on the front coming up not too far from here. And the steering's just not working for me, and big concern. My gears are not working. There you go, out of the draft, and there's the attack. Still a draft, can't get back in. Okay, back in for a second, out of the draft, back in. It's really, really strange acting up. And then you'll see here, finally, it's attack coming up, and I end up out of the draft and fighting to get back in. So there we go. I think B-Riz went up for attack. We catch back on. They're sort of trying to 1-2 to drop some of us. So here, I have the power. I'm able to get back on. That's not the problem here. The problem is, so there was some sort of glitch. I got pushed out of the draft, and that was it. And that 1 second quickly becomes 2 seconds, quickly becomes 3 seconds, quickly becomes I'm gone. So I just accept my fate at this point that I will be riding on my own. My goal at this point is just to stay ahead of Preston, who's 30 seconds behind me. Just continue on pushing, and yeah, hope that it. At this point I had turned my controller off and on again for a second, and then that was able to fix the problem, but too little too late. 14 seconds, no way I'm getting that back. It's just a TT on my own, all in the desert. Creepy. Zero fun. So we'll continue on in a second here. I'm going to switch over, and then we'll just get to watching the group finish their race while I just TT in the desert, and still managing to keep that gap. And just keep watching Preston's numbers off to the right to make sure that there's no chance that he's going to come and overtake me. I think mathematically at this point, given the numbers in the front, unless something crazy happens, the race was already won for our team. And so here we go. I just switched up to fan view my teammates as they get close to the finish. So watching Daniel, and here I think they know that we know that Miguel is racing for half points. And so we're not sure what he's going to be doing at this point, but we have a feeling that he'll be trying to lead out B. Riz, who is also has incredible sprint numbers on their team. I think when we looked up before, his numbers were around 13.5 watts per kilo for the 15-second numbers. And now it's just a matter of keeping it together. Craig's really strong. Kevin's really strong. They're both, those two are really strong sprinters. The two Dans, they are stronger pretty strong sprinters, but definitely not as strong as Craig and Kevin. So we're keeping it together here, making sure that no one's going off the front, although we don't think they're going to go off the front. It's tough to stay off on the flats against a group of, we still had 3 up front, or sorry, we still had 4 up front. So it's tough for them to stay off for any period of time. We're just worried about how long they're going to go out. Craig can go up pretty long, but it can be tricky in a long sprint. But again, like I said, the numbers and the math have us at the win. Given we have 4 versus 3 up front, unless they somehow swept the podium, I think mathematically we're in the driver's seat here. So there we go. Sprint opens up. Miguel with the long lead out. Riz going through. Watching Craig here. I wish it didn't switch through all the time, but you can see he gets so close. If the race were another 5 or 10 meters, I think maybe he would have a chance to finish that one off. So now back to me finishing up my TT. Preston has managed to get some time on me, but it's too little too late, and I roll over the line. The team gets the win. I think even without the half points, I still think we would have won that one. But it was a fun race, albeit on Tempus Fugit.